Hi, I'm back again. So I'm done pressing the front part. I told you I was going to press it, so I'm done pressing the front part. It's now flat and neat. I've also ironed the lining. I want to turn the neck. I want to show you how to turn the neck of your clothes neatly. So like I always say, pin is your best friend, not your enemy. If you don't pin now, you might end up sewing the same thing twice. So I pin the beginning, I pin the middle, and I pin the end. So I'm taking it out now, and I usually put my lining up when I sew, because I discovered that the fabric that is up usually gets bigger while you're sewing or as you're sewing. So if my lining is bigger, it's better, but if my fabric is bigger, what do I turn it with? So I sew my neck 0.5 cm and I put the lining on top. So right side is down, right side of the lining is also down. So right side faces right side and the wrong side is up. So that's how you sew. As you're sewing, please follow the shape of the neck. Don't just turn the fabric anyhow. It will change the shape of the neck. Gradually feed it to the foot of your machine. Don't be in a hurry. Go gently, especially if you're making a round neck. It will be tricky. So I've taken out the last pin. You see that they've stayed equal, but if I didn't pin it, one would have been longer. So that's that. Round. The neck has been sewn, as you can see. So next is for me to notch. I'm going to give it notches all the way round. If you don't do this, your neck will not relax. The round neck will not relax properly. It will look like it's being forced to lie down. So I'm sewing. I was explaining top stitching. I'm sorry, I started sewing already. So let me take it out. You have to top stitch your neck. Don't just sew and leave it like that. Once you start to wear and wash, this will come up and start to climb on top of your cloth to look funny like this. So to prevent that, I always top stitch. Top stitching is holding the part you've sewed down inside and the lining together so that it stays in place. So that's the essence of top stitching, to keep your lining in place, prevent it from moving about. If you like, you can tie it. If you don't want to, it's all right. It's not a major sewing. Major sewing is the neck and it's been tied. So I have to go back and cut my thread. I hate thread on clothes. So spread it open while you're sewing. Spread it open. Take it easy. I hope you can see what I'm sewing, because it's a black thread and a black fabric. So I'm done top stitching, and you top stitch a bit close to you. Take it up so you can see. So can you see the stitch? It's a bit close to the neck, the sewing on the neck. It's just basically to hold the lining in place. That's just all. Next, I want to show you, I'm taking you through the process of this dressmaking. I love processes. I don't just love finished clothes. I love processes. So I want to show you how to make the inside of your sewing very neat. So this is my lining. I hope you can see. This is the rough part of my lining. It's up. That's the wrong side. This is the rough part of my dress. It's also up. So right side faces right side, just the way you sewed the neck. So I want to turn my lining. Once I turn the neck, the next part I'll go for is the bottom, the hem part. The hem part has to go first so that it looks okay. Because this one is bigger, the lining is bigger. I told you I usually cut my lining a little bit bigger than my dress, than my original cloth, because I prefer for the lining to be a little bit bigger than the fabric itself for ease. 0.5 cm, just something small, and you tie once you start. That way up to the middle. Please make sure you pin, it's very important. After that part, the next part I'll go for is the sides. I'm closing the sides now. Make sure your darts meet. That's I created on the side. And still 0.5 cm. Oh, my thread has finished. I hate it when thread finishes while I'm sewing. It just cuts the flow. So I like to have like 2 or 3 threads already laid on my bobbin. So 0.5 cm. Make sure you're seeing the two fabric between both your cloth and your lining. Going over to the second side. To mark out my pockets because my dress has a pocket. Because by the time I turn it, I won't see this mark anymore. That's why I had to reproduce the mark on the other side. Let me do the same bottom. Okay, we're almost at the end. So this end part, you have to make sure that it's equal with the other side. Because if you don't pin it, one usually gets bigger than the other. So we're done, and now it's time to turn it inside out. Turning it inside out. So my dress has been turned inside out and it's been ironed. As you can see, it's looking very neat, very neat, and because it's been ironed, it's also looking smooth. So let me show you the sides quickly. You can see the sides, the lining covers the rough part is inside. See the hem? This is the hem. See, it looks really neat. And this is the other side, also very neat. And this is the neck, neat also. This is the back, and this is the front, very neat. Okay, so go try it out and let's see.